Can I get your name and number? Your body hotter than fire. Stay steady, rocking design. When you come through, girl, your body is fine now. Mora Mire, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ann-Adeva and I am black. I know you guys are waiting for me to talk about this because I couldn't wait for myself to talk about this. I needed time to process, digest, and gather my thoughts. Because if you haven't watched Young, Famous, and African, what are you doing? Get your little drinky drink because I'm about to talk about the show. But first of all, you need to watch season 1 and 2. So I'm going to be talking about season 1 and 2. Not just one. We're going to talk about both.
Capital B, capital O, capital A, capital F. Both.
So if you don't want any spoilers, go watch the show and come back. If you already watched the show, let's unpack. First disclaimer I want to make is that I'm only talking about these people as characters. I'm not talking about them as human beings, okay? So if I'm a little bit too rough, it's okay. They're fake. They're fake people. They're not real. Secondly, this is just for jokes. Okay, this is just for jokes. The first thing I want to talk about is the dress code. Like, what were people wearing on this season? Okay, last season already I was frustrated, but this season, I was even telling my friend Katrina, like, bruh, this is giving 2016 Slay Queen. It's giving like Marine Pembe and Delish when they came from Big Brother Africa. Like, it's not giving, you know, it's not giving Young Famous African. It's just giving Matric Farewell. I don't know, it was just not giving. And secondly, I feel like the best dress this season and last season is Louis Munana. Oh! Man was dressed. I'm telling you, he was dressed. He understood every assignment. He understood every single occasion. He was dressed. Whether they were going to play basketball, going to the safari, going for dinner, going for a high ball, going for a masquerade ball, homeboy was dressed. I'm telling you, no wonder he has a clothing brand because he has an eye for what? Fashion. And Annie, oh my gosh, Annie was... Guys, I don't know what Annie needs. I don't know if she needs a team or if she needs a... I just don't know. Annie was just horribly dressed this season. She was really badly dressed. Some of the fits were like, and some of the fits were just like when she wore that neon green thing to... I don't know if she went to Zari's house or something, but she wore some neon green dress or whatever. And I was just like, girl, wat gaan aan? Like, what is happening here? Wat is aangaan?
What is this, honey?
And then some of the styles, oh, her hair, oh my gosh, her hair, Annie's hair, like the lace at some points were like lifted completely at the back, or they were lifted in the front, or the bun was not make sure. And you know, Annie talks like so I mean, it was just so scary. Like, I don't know what possessed homegirl this season, but please, next season, I hope she has a team, a stylish team. Because she's from Nigeria, that's literally where, like, I feel like African fashion is influenced from Nigeria. So, like, what is she wearing? And then she's Tubaba's wife. Tubaba also was so embarrassing. Tubaba was so embarrassing. When he was really talking about, yeah, nature calls. And when I want to F, I just want to F. And I'm like... I bought that. You're talking big F of the TV. That was so cringe to watch. And like, I feel like honestly, when it comes to like the guests that they brought on the show, they brought Kefilwe. Oh, Kefilwe is such unnecessary drama. She's such unnecessary drama for someone who has the accolades that she has. Best dressed, GQ, whatever, influencer. She is so dramatic. Already when she came, she entered the show by entering in Zari's wedding, literally in the middle of Zari's speech. Like, that was so off-brand. Like, if I was Zari, honestly, I would have asked someone to remove her from my wedding because ain't no way you're coming to my wedding and she come in the middle while I'm giving my speech at my own wedding. Yeah, because if it was a thing of, okay, yeah, I'm looking for Swanky's phone is off, cool, why don't you call one of the waitresses or something and be like, yeah, I'm looking for my friend Swanky. Exactly, because then they could have led you to your seat. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not make sure. And why do you come late to a wedding? Why are you coming late to a wedding? It's not your wedding day. It's not make sure. No. Emmy and Diamond are two people. I don't want to diagnose people, but those people are so toxic. I don't want to use the N-word because I feel like we use the N-word too nonchalant these days on the internet. But Annie and Diamond are toxic. So toxic. Like Annie will say something and then she will turn around and immediately make herself the victim. Like she'll say, oh my gosh, Nadia is so fake, and then she'll turn around and say, I'm too grown for this, I'm not, these people are acting like children. But she starts the arguments first. Like when Nadia was trying to address her, she was just sitting there quiet, like, girl, where's all that yup you were having at Zari's wedding? Exactly.
That lie was big. And he just sat there. He didn't care. I'm tired. I'm going home. I'm done.
And then Diamond, oh my word, Diamond, I feel like Diamond is those bitter exes. Like he knows he's never gonna get back with you, but now he has something, right? Because I think he's an N-word, but I'm not gonna say that on the channel. But I think he's a bit N-wordy. And I think he's like those people that like had kids with Zari because he was trying to always have like a hold or access to Zari through the kids. That's why Zari said last time she made him like get contact with the kids through her lawyers, because she was like, I'm gonna cut you off all the way. And why is she cutting him off all the way? Because he always wants to have access to her, but he wants to be accessible to every other woman on earth. Like the math is just not mathing there. That's why I feel like he's so N-wordy. Also, I feel like Diamond was dressed like a child. Like, I don't know if it's just me, he was dressed like those skirt, like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say skirt, that's a disgrace to the skirt guys. But he was dressed so like a 17-year-old, bruh. Like, when he went to the safari and had the Air Force, those Air Force, first of all, were too big. The shirt was too big, the jeans were too long or too big. One of the two, something, child. They needed to cut something, paste something, do something there. It was just not giving. Like his whole fashion sense this season was just like, is this supposed to be the big mega superstar? Okay.
Is this your game? Huh?
The guest name that I was like, oh my gosh, an actual legend is on the show. Ini.
Hello there, my name is Ann-Adeva, your favorite girl, Brown Sugar, and I am the latest addition to the young, famous, and African squad.
No, Ini is like a Nollywood babe from the Nollywood movies, because my friend didn't recognize Ini that night when we were watching the show. But Ini is a Nollywood like superstar, okay? I think she was like in the time of like Beyonce and Rihanna, and I forgot the other Nollywood movies, but Ini is genuinely like a very, very big Nollywood actress. So I was really shook that she even agreed to be on the show, like at her level, dude. So Ini, I feel like Ini is like those people, she's not sterk when her friends are there. Like she's only strong when Swanky is there. When she's alone, she's like all diplomatic and whatever, and then when Swanky is there, she's like, fuck you, Louis, fuck you. And also, does she really talk like that? Like, I've been watching a lot of TikToks of like Nigerian girls saying when your Igbo accent comes in, whatever. Because Ini, the way she was talking, I was like, this is quite philosophical. Like, she'd be like, I will not stand for that. I will not stand for that, Louis. I will not stand for that. Give me a second. First of all, the equilibrium and the... Ini just finished me with her English. I mean, okay, wait, first of all, I don't make fun of people who like speak English really well. It's okay, it's normal. Especially Nigerian people, they speak English very well because they have a very big and wide vocabulary of English. Like they don't just use certain words like maybe like Namibian people. But it was just so funny, like to really hear her talking like that. It was just so funny. Like for me, that was funny. Like the way that she was talking was just making me cackle throughout the whole show. And I don't understand why she got so mad at Louis for the whole picking a surrogate thing. I get it. Maybe she felt ambushed, like, you just called me here and you didn't even give me the option like to decline your offer, right? And then also him saying like, okay, you can leave. That was also for me really rude. Like, damn, at least hear me out, and then say like, you don't have to be here, I understand if you want to leave. That's better than saying if you don't want to be here, you can leave. Like that was so like, yo, hi bro, what, since when do we talk to people like this? Swanky, my dear. Swanky has changed, he has grown up, he has matured, he's on his healing journey. I feel like so many people are on their healing journey, and I can't tell the healing journey. Oh my word. Because Swanky was like, I'm healed, I'm grown, I don't care about these small things anymore. I'm a bigger person now, da da da. Get it. Cool. But hear me out, Swanky. I just feel like it kind of made the storyline boring because you're used to Swanky's drama and his antics and whatever. But this season he was very calm, chill, not trying to be in the mix with anyone, very relaxed. I like that honestly also, but I didn't appreciate the fact that so many, like every time there was a conflict and it was directed towards Louis, everyone would jump on the train. Like everyone would jump on the train and bash him. But every time there was a conflict directed towards someone else, nobody would jump on the train. The only other time they did that is when they were mad at Annie. But I'm like, why are you guys so mad at Louis all the time? Like even when Fantana said like Louis has a tendency to like all the girls, he's single. He's single. He's not in some complicated relationship with Diamond. He's single. He's allowed to be talking to whoever he likes. He's allowed to like people. And also maybe I think like other African countries, maybe they don't understand Namibian culture, if I can say it like that, because I feel like it's cultural things that they don't understand about Louis as a Namibian. So they just like they take it as like a sign of weakness or something like that. Like if I can say with Namibian men, or an ideal Namibian man, he doesn't really involve himself in conflict. Like if there are people gossiping or whatever, Namibian man is just gonna sit back, like who's the guy? Like Shakib, Zari's husband. He's just gonna sit back. They usually just sit back. They don't involve themselves in the drama. Even if people are like screaming and shouting at them, they just sit, like they don't really scream and shout back. They don't do that stuff. Namibian men are very like, this is awkward, I'm gonna keep quiet or I'm gonna leave type shit. So I think people take that as like a sign of weakness on Louis's part, and then they feel like, okay, let's gang up on him because he's not gonna retaliate anyways. And that's why he said, most this season I'm gonna give people exactly what they're giving me. I'm not gonna be nice to anyone. I'm gonna also butt heads and be like, in conflict, because people are not just gonna gang up on me.
My whole life, I've been the bigger person. This year, I'm not tolerating bullshit from anyone. Not this time. This time, I will put people in their places. Nobody's going to disrespect me.
Like, even when Bonang was shouting at him, afterwards, everyone was like, oh, but she didn't have to go so hard on Louis. People always agree with Louis in the confessionals, like behind the scenes. Why are you not agreeing with him there, up his stage, like, you come stand by Jimmy for minutes and you come stand by Jimmy after as the story claras? No, stand by me in front of the people. Girl, be my friend IRL. And also, Louis liking girls, or Louis always complimenting girls, it's a very Namibian thing. Namibian people compliment, like men compliment, women compliment. We like to compliment people or compliment each other. He's just someone like, he can recognize someone is beautiful and he's not afraid to say it. And people take that as like a sign of thirst, which I don't get, because like where I come from, like in Namibia, we compliment each other all the time. Even if you just read my YouTube comments, it's compliments. You look so beautiful, you look so good, you look so lovely, your hair, your body, your skin, da-da-da. Compliments, because we compliment each other. It's a cultural thing. We like to compliment each other. Even my male friends compliment me. My uncles, my aunts, they compliment me. Like, it's not weird for us to say, oh, this person is beautiful. It's not weird. But I guess it's weird in other cultures. That's why they take it as like, oh, he's thirsty, he wants to, like, he tells every girl she's beautiful. Yeah, because every girl on the show is beautiful, Fantana. Every girl on the show is beautiful. Ini is beautiful. Kefi is beautiful. You're beautiful. What's her name? Nadia Nakai is beautiful. Emmy and Vietnam, but
What the hell was that?
But you know what I'm trying to say, okay? Everybody that comes on the show is beautiful, and therefore Louis is like, oh, hey, pretty girl, what's up? And if they don't want, they can say no, and he can be like, cool. Just like he said, I'm backing off from Fantana because Fantana has decided she wants to be with Diamond. Purr. And also another thing that I can say now, I really love the fact that Louis is so empathetic. Like, he's so empathetic, sympathetic, all the pathetics. He's so wow. So wow. So wow, so beautiful. So nice, looking like a wow. He's really so empathetic. Like, he can really tell that, this person is not okay. Like, let's, like when Kefilwa came to the braai and then she was not feeling well, and he noticed, he was the first person to notice. He said when she came, her hug was a little off, so I asked her what's wrong. I feel like that's really, really beautiful. Like, wow. wow. Also, when he apologized and he was crying, I was like, this is so sweet. Like, he's really an empathetic person. Like, he can feel other people's feelings. And also, like, when he has his own feelings, I think they are quite intense. That's why, like, he would find himself, like, crying or on the verge of tears or feeling like, you know, things just escalate, let me just leave or whatever. I really find that so beautiful. Like, he has such a good heart.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
And I also found out we went to the same high school. I didn't even know that. And that made a lot of sense because I was like, this is why he's so cool. Because people from my high school are very cool. Like, people from my high school are very cool. Most of them became like celebrities. Like, they sing or they rap or they dance or they organize parties or something. Like, people from my high school, really cool people. So that I was like, oh, geen wonder. Hy lyk mos soos een van ons. You guys know what I wish, ne? I wish when he was talking to Fantana, when he said to Naked, name me 3 songs that Fantana has. I wish I was just there at the dinner table to be like, Dwash! Just to be like, Dwash! Dwash! Because that was such a bar. Like, it was such a bar. Like, and then it was like a, I don't know how to say, like a build up. Like, the joke just became funny and funnier and funnier because he was like saying to Naked, name 3 songs of Fantana. Then Naked is in the confessionals like, does Fantana, no, then Fantana said, Naked probably has my whole EP in his car. He's the DJ that flew me out to SA. And then Naked is there like, does Fantana have 3 songs? I was like, this is hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. But honestly, I love that Louis was like, girl, BFFR, calm down because you're reading too much into things. I love that. I love it.
So I am confused if I'm speaking to 3 different women, but you're allowed to have different men.
Louise just asked a very valid question. I think Fantana tested her own medicine.
Put your little cheek out, on and leave me alone. Oh, please. That is always your go-to line. I want you to name 3 of her songs. 3 of her songs.
You're literally asking Naked DJ, the DJ that brought me to South Africa, to name 3 of my songs. I'm pretty sure he has my whole EP in his phone.
Does Fantana have 3 songs?
Again, what I was saying about Swanky or about people like Swanky said in I don't know which episode, but Swanky mentioned that he doesn't like the fact that Louis just does everything he wants to and then he just apologizes after. Like, he will do something bad and he will just apologize. And Swanky was like, you can't keep doing bad things and then apologizing after expecting everything to be all good. Cool, no problem, granted, understood, true, facts. But Swanky does the same thing. Because Swanky, what was Swanky doing when he confronted Louis about the surrogate lunch or whatever? What did he do? He was cursing at Louis, he was shouting at Louis, he literally stood up and squared up. Like, if a grown man did that to me, I would just... He squared up to Louis and he was like, yeah, fuck you. Like, ew. Jiggy, he's apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, after you, and then you said he, okay. Another thing I also don't like about Swanky is that he always brings dramatic people to the show. Like, Swanky says, I'm not about drama, I don't like drama, but keeps bringing dramatic people to the show. First, he brought Annie. Okay, maybe him and Annie came separately, whatever. But Annie was his friend, drama. After Annie was, who's the other girl? Bonang. Sorry, not other girl. Sorry, my queen. But after Bonang had now the fallout with Louis. I guess it was just for the plot because it was really so unnecessary. And after Bonang came now Kefilwe. And Kefilwe also very dramatic. And recently I watched another YouTuber, she makes like commentary videos. And she was saying that Kefilwe burned her Versace clothes in the name of Jesus. Like, the villa dried out of it, girl. So... you know what I mean? And then after Kefilwe, he then brought Ini. And Ini also another drama queen. Like, I just don't get it. And I thought Ini would just come and be like a vibe and show people like nice things. Because she's also this really amazing big star. I thought she would like bring the nice life to the show. Because I feel like they just keep meeting at that mansion. Whose mansion is it, Luka? I think they have a tender at that mansion, or contract is just like, because they keep meeting at that mansion and they have dinners there, whatever, and they are all sitting on like 2 sofas. Like, couldn't they get more sofas for the? I just don't get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, when Louis organized his bride, there were enough seats, there was food, there was people welcoming the people when they came inside. Even when Bonang did like the boat ride, it was very well organized, very posh, very chic. But the other things, like when Naked organized the party on behalf of Annie, they didn't have enough seats. They were just sitting like this, like on some clay sofa. Swanky was even sitting on the arm of the sofa. I don't know, it was just giving a little bit house party. And if you're young, famous, and African, I don't think that that's the standard of like nice times you want to put out, babes. Like, it's just not. Nadia is really, she carried the season. This season, Nadia carried the season on all fronts, considering everything that she's going through, losing her boyfriend. Like, wow, she really carried the season. She was asking the questions, she was creating the drama, she was like really trying to figure out what was going on. And she's also a true friend, because she was really trying to get her girl Fantana to wake up. She was like, show me, please wake up before it's too late. Like, even when Fantana came and she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant with Diamond's child, I'm like, girl. And you really thought like people want to hear this? Like, you really thought that people want to hear you are chopping 40 with someone who's chopping other people, and like that op Netflix it for the hele wereld om te hoor. Like, really? Like, really? Seriously? That's what you want? Okay. We listen, we don't judge. That was me with Fantana the whole season. I was just like, Amandla, woman power, yes, girl. Whatever you do, it's your life. Mess it up, okay. Period. Like, I was just like if she was my sister, my younger sister, I would really just be like side eye, bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye. Girl, what? And I really love the fact that Nadia always holds other people accountable as well as herself. Like, she's not afraid to apologize. She's not afraid to set the record straight. She's not afraid to say, you know, I was out of line and I'm sorry for that. And she's also not afraid to like call other people out. Like, when she was calling Annie out, also I felt so narne that Fantana was the only one who was like backing her up. Swanky, only thing that Swanky did was telling the people like, no, let Nadia finish talking, don't interrupt her. That's all. But everybody else was just sitting there while she's talking about Annie, and she's like, yeah, you guys are fake. You're allowing Annie to like be toxic and what, walk in distraction. That was so powerful. When she said it, I was like, girl, it was so powerful when she said, I was like, that's a word right there. She said, I'm going through the most, babes, but I'm not walking in distraction. Let's see. Shakespeare.
You can never do it. You can never have a conversation, Annie. That's the problem. And with Kefilo, I tried to talk to you. You were cared for Annie through people, though. I didn't have a relationship. I tried to bridge that gap with her. I'm as a human being. Then you're gonna talk cack about me. A bitch. So all of you guys are gonna sit here and make excuses. Wait, I'm not done. I'm not done. You guys said, I'm going through the most. But I don't walk in distraction.
Lastly, I want to talk about 2 things. Fantana, if you're watching this, stand up, girl. Stand up. Please. Please, because you're a baddie and you're bringing the baddie name. You're bringing the baddie title.
Just know you're going down.
Because she's such a baddie. Like, I feel like she doesn't understand how many like people want her or how many people see her as attractive, and not to say that like her value comes from how many people want her or anything like that. No, I'm just saying like she's such a baddie. Like, she was a baddie, she was famous before Diamond, and I feel like she should just let him go, because he's bringing her name, like he's reducing her to like another girl in his roster, you know. And she's like, she's a baddie, she's an artist, she's a big dancehall artist in, what is her country? Ghana. Girl, come on, please get up. Get up. Stand up. Wake up, please, for us. All right. And the last thing I wanted to say is the proposal the proposal from Naked to to Kaylee was so, yeah. It was very okay. And I feel like he honestly just proposed to her because he was getting so much pressure from everyone on the show. And the fact that he was saying things like, you know, Kaylee is an adult. If she doesn't want to be with me, or she feels like I'm not going to marry her, she can go. Like, for me, even if my husband ever said that about me, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm gonna go. If you ever say, oh, you're an adult, you can go. And this is true. I feel like also for a lot of women, like, we tend to, okay, not, I'm gonna say we because I'm gonna stand beside you guys no matter what. But we tend to victimize ourselves. We tend to say, okay, he's been dating me for 4 years. Every time I try to bring up the fact like that I want to get married and have kids, he brings up excuses, or he uses other whatever's to reel me back in, stuff like that. I get all that stuff. I really, I get it. But at some point, you have to be accountable. Do you get what I mean? Like, you have to be accountable. You have to be willing to say, okay, he's not going to marry me. I have to decide if I want to stay or no. And also, you don't have to wait for 7 other people to pressure him into proposing to you. Because now I feel like he's just proposing to her to keep her there. And then he's going to probably be engaged to her like for 2 more years while they're planning the wedding and doing the cultural things. And then he will eventually marry her because he'll see she want to go again. And I feel like in relationships like this, the guy will later go and say like, I didn't even want to be married. I only got married because you wanted to get married. I will die. I will genuinely just die. Just dead if a man ever does that to me. Because it's your own fault. And I feel like you don't have to wait forever to get married to someone. Like, I was also the reason, I feel like also I was telling my friend this the other time that like the whole reason why I didn't tell people that I got married is because I didn't want to be engaged. Like even when my husband proposed to me, I didn't want to tell anyone that he proposed or he asked me to get married, because I was just like, now I tell people I'm engaged and then I'm gonna be engaged for 5 years. And that's also another fear that I had. Even when I moved in with him, I was like, yo, and I moved in with him and I'm probably gonna just like be some laboring. That's a real word, we just made it up. I'm just gonna be some laboring until kind of I know. So I was just like scared. That's why I kept most of my relationship private, because I was just honestly, the thoughts, like the worries was just going through my head like over and over and over. And even the other day when we were driving to the grocery store, my husband said that, oh yeah, but marriage in America is a state of mind. Like, you guys are married, like you live together, there's your partner, you guys are technically married or poor. And I'm just like, yo. Because I was explaining all the traditional, like the English bundles are depleting. I think the one it's working. I was explaining to him like the traditional
no matter what the circumstance is.
The traditions and the cultures that we have in Namibia that we do before we get married. And he was like, wow, that's like really a lot and it's such a long process. And I was like, yes, that's why people don't easily get married where I'm from. So I because of my upbringing, take marriage as a very serious thing. And he takes marriage as like, oh, because I'm married, you can also go get divorced like that. So I was always like panicking, like, now I'm moving with him and then I never get married, or I'm moving with him and I'm going to be just engaged forever. Like, Sister even said she was engaged for 9 years, or was it 11 years, I don't know, to her ex-fiance, and then they broke up. I mean, I'm just gonna RIP to Ann because she didn't make it. And another thing, if you don't know your worth as a woman, the market is going to determine your price. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have ears, you're going to hear the word today. If you don't know your worth, and if you don't stand on your worth and your value and your boundaries, if you tell a guy, if you don't marry me, I'm going to leave you, you have to leave him if he doesn't marry you. Because if you stay, if you break your ultimatum yourself, he's going to see, oh, she just makes threats, she doesn't know how to keep them. All right? This reminds me of the time when we were in class, and my lecturer was saying, yeah, if my husband impregnates another woman, the woman is going to only have contact through me. Like, about her child. She's not gonna be able to talk to my husband about her child. And then like one of the guys in the class said, oh, then I will see my wife is such an understanding woman. I'm gonna have another child. Mati, Aibo, Nina. So you're just taking our niceness for granted. And he was like, yeah, most because you guys allow it. I said, yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna do that. So if you don't determine your value, the market will determine it for you. That's it from me. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, because if you don't like my posts, how am I going to know that you like my channel? And if you don't subscribe, it is affecting my character. It's affecting my character, Swanky. I'm tired. I'm tired. Leave me like my reason, passion up. Ciao.